Shabbat Shalom, my friends and gremlins. How is everyone doing today? Today is still Christmas Day from the time of this reading, but by the time you're watching this, it'll be the day after. I hope everyone enjoyed the holiday. One of the best things about the holiday, at least from my opinion, has always been having days off of work, which I've had a few of them lately. So, yeah, not that big of a deal for me personally. Just saying. All right, we left off at Genesis 33, so we'll be picking up at 34 today. And as usual, I am going to start with the Shema, which is found in Deuteronomy 6, Deuteronomy chapter, 6. Sorry, I'm a little tired today. Chapter 6, verse 4. That's what I was looking for. Anyway, here we go. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our Elohim, Yahweh is one, and you shall love Yahweh your Elohim with all of your heart, with all of your being, and with all of your might. And just to continue, because I don't usually do this often, but I will just reiterate why I do this. It says, continuing with verse 6, and these words which I am commanding you today shall be in your heart, and you shall impress them upon your children, and shall speak them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes, And you shall write them on the doorpost of your house and on your gates, and it shall be when Yahweh your Elohim brings you into the land which he swore to your fathers to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give you great good cities which you did not build. So, yeah, we could continue on with that. There's actually a part in the New Testament where Yeshua himself is telling you that that is still a thing. Yeah. All right, a lot of people have been asking why I do not celebrate the Christmas holiday, or why I've chosen not to celebrate the Christmas holiday as of late. And I will tell you about that at the end of the video after the reading, because yeah, that's a little bit of a topic there, so I'm just going to go ahead and start the reading first, and once I finish that, with whatever time is left, I will definitely let you know. So, in greater detail than I have before, it was the best way to put it, I guess, because I have talked about it a little bit here and there. Yeah, so that'll be fun. Alright, it is late. Coffee. I'm not drinking coffee after midnight, so yeah. But it is getting a little late in the day, and it's been a busy day, so I started a little late with this. I meant to do it earlier. I actually meant to do it yesterday, but yeah. Anyway, Genesis 34. No, I guess we should recap a little bit. Jacob had set out to build himself a home. He had just reunited with his brother Esau, I think is how you pronounce it in Hebrew. And yeah, he showed up. They were a little worried, but hey, it all worked out. Brothers shall be brothers. All right, chapter 34. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had bore to Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And Shechem, son of Hamor, the Hittite, or Hivite, it has a lot of W's in that word, prince of the land, saw her and took her and lay with her and humbled her. And his being clung to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the girl and spoke kindly to the girl. And Shechem spoke to his father Hamor, saying, take this girl for me for a wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with livestock in the field, and so Jacob kept silent until they came. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to Jacob to speak with him. And the sons of Jacob came in from the field when they heard it. And the men were grieved and very wroth, because he had done a senseless deed in Israel by lying with Jacob's daughter, which should not be done. But Hamor spoke with them, saying, my son Shechem's being longs for your daughter. Please give her to him for a wife, and intermarry with us, and give us your daughters, and take our daughters for yourselves. and dwell with us, and let the land be before you. Dwell and move about it, and have possessions in it. Words are not working well for me today. Verse 11. And Shechem said to her father and her brothers, let me find favor in your eyes, and whatever you say to me I give. Ask of me a bride, price and gift ever so high. I give according to what you say to me, but give me the girl for a wife. But the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father, and spoke with deceit, because he had defiled Dinah their sister, I'd say. And they said to them, we are not able to do this matter, to give our sister to one who is uncircumcised, for that would be a reproach to us. Only on this condition would we agree to you. If you become as we are, to have every male of you circumcised, then we shall give our daughters to you, and take your daughters to us, and we shall dwell with you, and shall become one people. But if you do not listen to us, be circumcised, we shall take our daughter and go. And their words pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. And the young man did not delay to do this, because he delighted in Jacob's daughter. Now he was more respected than all of the household of his father. And Hamor and Shechem his son came to the gate of the city, and spoke with the men of the city, saying, these men are at peace with us, so let them dwell in the land, and move about it. And see, the land is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters for us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only on this condition would the men agree to dwell with us, and be one people, if every male among us is circumcised, as they are circumcised. Their herds and their possessions, all their beasts, should they not be ours? Only let us agree with them, and let them dwell with us. And all who went out to the gate of his city listened to Hamor and Shechem his son. Every male was circumcised, all who went out of the gate of his city. And it came to be on the third day, when they were in pain, that the two sons of Jacob, Shimon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took his sword, and came boldly upon the city, and killed all the males. And they killed Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah from Shechem's house, and went out. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain and plundered city, because they had defiled their sister. They took their flocks and their herds and their donkeys, and that which was in the city, which was in the field, and all of their wealth, all of their little ones, and all of their wives they took captive, and they plundered all that was in the houses. And Jacob said to Shimon and Levi, you have troubled me by making a stench among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites. And I am few in number. They shall gather themselves against me, and shall strike me, and I shall be destroyed, my household and I. But they said, should he treat our sister like a whore? Whether it was your sister or your daughter, how would you have reacted? Because I know how I would have reacted. Very similar to how they reacted. Very, very similar. Except for using more modern methods. Let's just leave it at that. Coffee. I mean, it was obvious to me that just by the way they were talking, that the men who raped the girl had planned to be deceitful. They were just doing what they were doing to get more from them, from Jacob and his family. That's how I seen it, at least. But anyway, 35. And Elohim said to Jacob, arise, go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make a slaughter place there to El, who appeared to you when you fled from the face of Esau your brother. And Jacob said to his household and to all who were with him, put away your foreign mighty ones that are among you, and cleanse yourselves, and change your garments. And let us arise and go up to Bethel, and let me make a slaughter place to El, who answered me in the day of my distress, and has been with me in the way which I have gone. So they gave Jacob all of their foreign mighty ones which were in their hands, and their earrings which were in their ears. Earrings which were in their ears. Sorry. And Jacob hid them under a terebinth tree which was near Shechem. And they departed, and the fear of Elohim was upon the cities that were all around them, and they did not pursue the sons of Jacob. And Jacob came to Luz, that is Bethael, which is in the land of Canaan, he and all of the people that were with him. And he built there a slaughter place, and called the place El Bethel. Bethel, yeah, because there Elohim appeared to him, and he fled from the face of his brother. And Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and she was buried below Bethel under the terebinth tree. So the name was called Alon Bakuth. Yeah. And Elohim appeared to Jacob again when he came from Padan Aram, and blessed him. And Elohim said to him, Your name is Jacob. Your name is Jacob. Your name is no longer called Jacob, but Israel is your name. So he called his name Israel. And Elohim said to him, I am El Shaddai. Be fruitful, increase the nation, and a company of nations shall be from you, and the sovereigns come from your body. Sovereigns in that day were like kings. And the land which I give Abraham and Isaac I give to you, and your seed after you I give this land. And Elohim went up from him in the place where he had spoken with him. And Jacob set up a standing column in the place where he had spoken with him, a monument of stone. And he poured a drink offering on it, and he poured oil on it. And Jacob called the name of the place where Elohim spoke with him Bethel. And they set out from Bethel, and it came to be, when there was but a little distance to go, that Rachel began to give birth, and had great difficulty giving birth. And it came to be, as she was having great difficulty giving birth, that the midwife said to her, Do not fear, for it is another son for you. And it came to be, as her life was going out, for she died, that she called his name Ben-Oni, but his father called his name Benjamin. So Rachel died and was buried on the way to Ephrath, that is Bethlehem. And Jacob set a standing column on her burial place, which is the monument of Rachel's burial place to this day. And Israel set out and pitched his tent beyond the tower of Eder. And it came to be, when Israel dwelt in the land, that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Israel heard about it. Now the sons of Jacob were 12, and the sons of Leah were Reuben, Jacob, firstborn, Shimon, and Levi, and Yehuda, and Yikashar, Issachar, and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. That's how it's pronounced, Benjamin. And the son of Bilhah, Rachel's female servant, were Dan and Naphtali. And the sons of Zippath, Leah's female servant, were Gad and Asher. These were the sons of Jacob who bore to him in Padan Aram. And Jacob came to his father Isaac at Mamre, or Quorath Eberah, that is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac had sojourned. And the days of Isaac were 180 years. So Isaac breathed his last breath and died, and was gathered to his people, aged and satisfied of days. And his sons Esau and Jacob buried him. Okay, I'm going to stop with 2 chapters today, just because my reading is not really doing too well, and I'm not concentrating very well, to be honest with you. It's been a very long day. Not nearly enough coffee and not nearly enough sleep. So, yeah. Alright, so to just get into the topic, I have to answer a message. So get into the topic about Christmas and why I don't celebrate it. Several reasons. It's probably not enough time in this video to tell you all of them. Several reasons. Number one, first and foremost, I do not claim to be a part of any Christian religion. That includes any Christian religion you can name. I don't claim to be a part of any Jewish religion or any other religion whatsoever. I am just a guy who reads his book and does what it says. That's all I will ever claim from this day going forward. I will not ever associate myself as being a part of any religion. The Christian religion of celebrating the birth of Yeshua, supposedly on Christmas, is incorrect. Historically speaking, this is a fact. It's incorrect. Even science and historians have agreed that there's no way he was born anywhere near that day. The celebration is actually taken from a pagan celebration holiday, or sometimes called a heathen celebration holiday, which I have no problem with. Whatever anyone wants to believe or what they do, I'm not here to judge anybody. That's not my place. No thank you. But the holiday itself was taken from, I believe it's, I don't know how it's actually pronounced, but it's called Yule, Y-U-L-E, I believe. And this is a celebration of the winter solstice to the god Odin. Yeah. And so basically, the Christians decided one day that, hey, we like it better, so we'll use it for this instead. That's what they did. That is a fact. That is a proven fact. That's what they did. Anyway, the celebration has a lot of ties in with the other celebration. The Christian celebration has a lot of ties in with the other religion, including the decoration of trees, including just a lot of the things they do, the gift giving, things like this. So these are, to me, not correct. Another reason, there is no mention of the Christmas holiday anywhere in any copy of any translation of the Bible. Nowhere is it there. There are a lot of celebrations. There are a lot of feasts, a lot of traditions that come from the Father that we are supposed to, something dirty on my Bible, that we are supposed to adhere to. We are supposed to. It actually says for all of eternity until the end that we are supposed to keep these feasts. Yeah. And none of these feasts fall on December 25th. Not one of them. Nope. Hanukkah. Now, I've been doing a lot of study on that, and I will not go into that in this video because I don't know enough about it. I really don't. Going back into the other reasons. Manly traditions. And if you would follow me to, I have it pulled up on my screen so I didn't lose it, but it is from the same translation I'm using. It's Jeremiah 10. And I'm going to read the first few verses of Jeremiah 10 to you. So, Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear the word which Yahweh speaks to you, O house of Israel. Thus said Yahweh, do not learn the way of the nations, and do not be awed by the signs of the heavens, for the nations are awed by them. For the laws of these people are worthless. The laws of these people are worthless. For one cuts a tree from the forest, work for the hands as a craftsman with a cutting tool. The beauty of it, with silver and gold they strengthen it with, and nails and hammers so it does not topple. They are like rounded posts. They do not speak. They have to be carried because they do not walk. And do not be afraid of them, for they do no evil, nor is it in them to do any good. There's a lot of talk, and I think that actually is translated quite a bit differently in the King James Bible, but there's a lot of talk saying that means don't cut down trees and decorate them with silver and gold and drag them into your house. Christmas trees, right? Now, that's up for your own interpretations. That is completely taken out of context of the rest of the book of Jeremiah. I encourage you to read the entire book, not just one or two paragraphs out of a single chapter in the middle of the book. I greatly encourage you to read the entire thing and make your own decisions and your own choices on this matter. To me, there's a lot of talk about idols in the Bible. A lot of talk. And I think putting a star and putting an angel and decorating with gold and silver a tree in your home, I think personally it's not what you're supposed to do. Now, that is my personal belief, and I'll leave it at that. But going back to some more reasons. The biggest reason for me is because of what the United States and several other countries around the world have done to the holiday, have done to it. It was originally a celebration of the birth of Yeshua, otherwise known as Jesus. This is no longer the case. Now it is a celebration of how much junk you can buy, wrap up, and give to people that probably don't need any more junk than they already have. It's all about sales for stores. It's all about, the economy. It's a celebration of the economy. They want you to buy more stuff, so they push it on you. Because if they didn't want you to buy more stuff, they have taken every other Christian thing out of every other place in the United States, including the schools, the government buildings. They've ripped down the 10 Commandments on pretty much every single government state house building in every state, in every town. Every courthouse that used to have them up no longer has them up. I mean, there's a few exceptions to that rule, but not always. So they have completely taken it away from every public forum. So why did they leave up that one day? Why? Because they want you to spend more money and buy more junk. That was the biggest thing for me right there, is what the traditions of man have done to the day. Now, I have no problem with celebrating the birth of Yeshua. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I still firmly believe that Yeshua, otherwise known as Jesus, is the Savior of me and the Savior of this world, the Savior of everyone. I think that without Him, you can't be saved. I think you have to. I mean, I still have read the back of this book. I have. I know what it says, and I still firmly believe that He died for my sins, and He came back and said, "Ha, look what I did." Probably not exactly that, but you get my point. And I completely agree with celebrating His birthday, because we celebrate birthdays. That is another manly tradition. There's not a lot of talk about celebration of days of birth in here. Technically, you only have one, and there's not a lot of talk about that. So that is just another manly tradition to celebrate the day you were birthed and give you a gift. Say, here, congratulations, you're still alive. I mean, it's kind of weird when you actually think about it. It's very weird, in my opinion. I'm not trying to push my beliefs on anybody. I don't want that responsibility. No, thank you. But I have been asked several times about it, so I figured I would clarify. So, yeah, I clarified. There are several other reasons I could go into just about, the traditions of men and the traditions of the book, and why I believe that the traditions of the book are way more important and the traditions of man are not important at all. They are not. Which is one reason why I celebrate, or I keep the Sabbath from Friday evening to Saturday evening. It's one very primary reason. I will not follow the traditions of man that say that, Sunday's his day. Sunday, according to every calendar, is the first day of the week. The seventh day was the day of rest. Alright, I'm going to stop yapping because I'm getting messages again, and yeah, it's getting late, and it's about bedtime. So, thank you guys for watching and for listening to my little bit of a ramble, I guess you could probably call it. I pray that everyone has a very good weekend. I pray that everyone has a very good first of the year celebration without doing anything incredibly stupid. And yeah, there's a lot of stupidity that happens on that day. There is. And I pray that we all have a very happy new year, even though it's not looking that way. But anyway, this is James. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.